So today on Project Shop, we're going to be making a little steel yard run and go do a couple pickups. We got Oliver over here with us. He's going to be riding along. We're going to head down to Deerfield, then we're going to head further south into Miami. Supposedly they got a bunch of light fixtures down there. Originally I was going to stay here and clean up the shop because it's an absolute mess, but we got lights to go pick up. And apparently the dude's on site today. It's Saturday, and he's taking down some more lights. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna offload this trailer and load up some of this steel and whatever steel I got in there, and this stuff here. Oh, I forgot I had this. We're gonna take it over to the steel yard real quick, and then we're just gonna start working our way south. Oh, and I got this propane tank. This thing is heavy, man. We either got 60 gallons. I don't know what that means, but it says 60. Is that 60%? Percent total volume. 60% of whatever's in here. I'd like to know how I can get this into my forklift tank, because I don't know what to do with this thing. It's full of propane. I don't want to waste it. Propane's expensive. Now that I got a forklift, I'm buying a bottle a week. It's costing me about 25 bucks a week to run that forklift. I don't know if that's a lot. I do run the crap out of it. I am looking into getting another bottle because it gets kind of scary when I get down there low on fuel, and I'm out here in the middle of the night working. All right, we made it to Miami, way down there, man. This took us 2 hours to get here. Look at these, man. Oh, 1,000 watters, look like copper transformers. I know right away these are double copper, 2 copper, and 1 aluminum coil. We're gonna make out good. And these are heavy cast. The only problem I see is these are some awkward light fixtures to try to stack on my flat deck trailer that we have no sides on, which is something we're going to be working on. We got big chunks of extrusion. He's already got them halfway taken apart, so the labor is going to be not that much, mainly just driving down here. And we forgot we didn't bring a dolly, did we? All right, we got a nice load, man. These are some heavy casts, and I'm pretty sure all the big ones were copper transformers. Now, being that we didn't have any sides, we ran 2 straps down the side, especially towards the back here, high and low. We have 1 strap over the top, and then the very end one and the 3 front ones we have cross straps. So everything seems really tight and it's pushed in. We got the net, nothing should fly. So we're gonna hop this curb and hit a whole bunch of speed bumps on the way out of here. So hopefully that'll settle the load before we actually get out on the road. I'm gonna come back and check all this, make sure we're good, and then we got a 2-hour trip home. We are gonna process these lights me and Oliver picked up down there in Miami. Now, for the most part, these things are already taken apart. And the great thing is, these things are pretty much all really heavy cast aluminum. Even this part is really heavy. And it's like solid cast aluminum. So pretty much the only thing we really have to do, I'm gonna check with a magnet real quick. It's all aluminum. That might be stainless, but it's non-magnetic, so we'll let it slide. We do have our nemesis, the flathead screw. You basically got to pull the lamp, pull the lens. This stuff is clean. We can stack this back in the bins. That's gonna come out this way, man. You got to open it up over here somehow. Probably gonna open up on the other side. Go this way. Let's see here. These are your things that are gonna open it. Pry it up now. We're gonna have a little stainless deal there. We'll get out a flathead and we're gonna have to take them off. Let's go ahead and get these things lined up. Pull them over, line them, open them up, line them up. I'm gonna start bringing them in them all. We'll do them all at once. So, and that's minus the transformer, which is probably 20 pounds on these. 57 pounds. So these things all together with the arm, with the transformer, with the light, are probably close to 80 something, 90 pounds up there swaying around in the wind, which is kind of crazy, especially if these were like double and four headers. Although I'm pretty sure they had concrete poles, so they were probably all right. Then we got to clear the table over there. Got a bunch of nice copper transformers, so hopefully we'll get a chunk. And as of now, this has only cost me the fuel and the labor of me and Oliver going down there. This is one of those just come and get them deals, so I like those. All right, we got them things all processed down. We basically condensed it down to 3.5 instead of 4 full ones or whatever it was. But we condensed it down a little bit, and now we have a barrel of extrusions. Nice little chunk in there. Then I have a little bit more cast I got to clean the ends off of. And we're about to start processing the transformers. A little bit of steel. It's about the only steel that was in there. We got a nice little chunk of these double copper or single aluminum ones. So I know for a fact they're worth a decent amount of money. It looks like every one of the 1,000 watters is that. And then there are a couple suspects. I'll check these. That looks like 1 copper. Some of these look like 1 aluminum, 1 copper. I think I only seen one that might have been a double aluminum. But I'm gonna get my gloves on and my respirator. Let me find a file so I can check these things once I get started. All right, so it's basically 3 o'clock. I think we started today at around 10, and then we took an hour lunch, and we were also doing some other things while I was moving stuff around. So we're gonna get cranked up on this and see how much copper we can produce. This shouldn't take more than like 30 minutes probably. 320. Didn't even take 20 minutes. Got a little bit of aluminum. Nice little chunk of copper. They're probably 50 or 60 pounds. We'll weigh all this up and all the stuff we did this morning, and we can kind of figure out what that job was worth. Was it worth driving all the way down to Miami, 2 hours plus paying labor? Yeah. So we'll start with the aluminum, and then we'll get a weigh on everything, and then we'll come back at the end and see how we made out. All right, so that wasn't bad at all, man. We had 1,609 pounds of cast aluminum, 62 cents a pound, $997.58. Now, I'm pretty sure we got more cast and extruded there, and a couple more chunks in here. So that would have put that, that would have definitely brought that up to $1,000 in cast, and I'll clean that up later. 65 pounds of extruded. Like I said, we got more of that. 90 cents a pound, $58.50. Number 2 copper. We did 117 pounds in about 20 minutes or less. $3.50 a pound. $409 we recovered in 20 minutes. That's why I love transformers, man. Or the number 1 prepared steel, $3.65, 8 cents a pound, $29.20. Number 2 steel, the shred, 64 pounds, 7 cents a pound, $4.48 for $1,499.26. That's not bad. Now I probably got $300 for fuel and labor. We had a whole day going down there and picking that up, and then you know, so it's like 1,200 bucks and 600 bucks a day for me. So that's not bad at all. And actually today we only worked 10 to like 3:30 and an hour lunch in there, so it was like a day and a half actually. So now what I'm going to do, I got to get it out there and offload my trailer. I got some massive aluminum plates I got to pull off in that cart, but I'm going to take a little break, get some dinner. We'll come back after and finish that up. All right, man, we got all kinds of goodies, man. Check this thing out. It's a Columbia. I don't know, the dude said it worked, but it needs batteries. So I got a bunch of batteries. We can run them in series or parallel, whatever we need to do to get the voltage where we need to at least test this thing out. Like a golf cart, I guess, but with a cab on it, a goofy cab. I don't necessarily like the cab, but I do like the fact that it's got a little diamond plate flatbed. I'm gonna try to get it working. I'd love to have this thing around the shop, man. I can use this thing to move trailers around. I could use it to haul stuff to the garbage. I'll drive this thing down the road to the parts store to get me some parts. I don't know, but got some other good things. This was a plain pusher. It's got some really cool sprockets and stuff. He wants the drive line out to make a pusher for his RV. I got a blower motor that just needs some type of switch. These are massive aluminum plates, man. These are for a hyperbaric chamber. His shop is like, this guy is probably me in 30 years. His shop is amazing. His stuff that he has is amazing. And, you know, he's an engineer. We kind of talk the same language. I was telling him some things I want to do, and he gave me some awesome ideas that once I'm set up, I'm going to be able to do something really cool and bring something really cool to the channel. It's really going to be some game-changing stuff. So this guy, like I said, this guy I met, one of my customers was packing up their shop and moving out of the state of Florida. He was their neighbor, and I just happened to meet him. And my customer at the time was like, hey, I'm going to introduce you to this guy because this is some guy that you would probably like. And he was absolutely right. But look what we got over here. We got all kinds of goodies in the back, okay? I don't know what all this stuff is, but we got some really cool aluminum stuff. Bunch of hardware, U-bolts. He gave me 2 good working pumps. Can use them for the water sluice. Some fans I gotta check. Yeah, there's actually some motors down in here, a couple transformers, and a ton of boxes of military grade bolts. Or actually, these bolts were for the military. He did some work for the military. He had some military contracts to do, and that was some leftover stuff. We got some other stuff down in here. I'm gonna have to get this stuff off on a pallet, but one of the most things I'm really excited about is, and I'm using the barter system on this deal, we have a 7.5 horse single phase, 1 phase 208 230 motor, and I'm gonna trade him my 3-phase motor. And he even said, he goes, one day I'll probably wind up giving the motor back to you, but now I have the 7.5 horse motor I need to put on my big Ingersoll Rand air compressor, so we can step up our air production over here. So I'm going to probably just leave this stuff right on the trailer, and I'm going to offload this stuff, and I'll kind of show you what else we got buried down in here. Got some good stuff, man. Guy's really cool, man. This guy's like my new best friend. And like I said, man, he's got a nice CNC machine in his shop, and then he's got the mill. It's a Bridgeport mill. It's a little smaller than my Lugan, but it's got a huge computer on it, and it's all CNC controlled. So it's definitely going to be a nice little game changer. All right, I need to get this trailer cleared off. I'm thinking I can almost offload this the way the guy loaded it, which was with, he just picked this whole thing up with like a forklift extension. So I'm gonna try that. I don't see this thing being 3,000 pounds, so we might be able to get it. These are gonna be interesting. I got to get these off and weigh them for the guy. Looks like we might have some steel here and some stainless we got to separate. It's going to be interesting trying to get this off. And then I'm going to have to see about cutting this. Maybe I'll take the skill saw and cut this in smaller pieces. Hopefully we get top dollar for it. See if we can't get this seal out of here. This is for our hyperbaric chamber, and that's like giant pieces of billet. I'd really like to keep some of it. Unfortunately, I can't really sit on stuff. I really got to just turn and burn everything now. Hopefully we'll get some more light, and I'm gonna start hitting the scrap yard, and I really need to step up my game on the stator wrecker. I need to make the individual machines for splitting. I got some nice angle iron. I think I'm gonna just start building a splitter. That way I can just have one machine splitting stuff all day long, and yeah, what we need to do. We need to be a processor for the scrapyard because I need volume. I'm not looking to go to a customer and get 2 or 3 AC condensers or 10 AC. I need to get like 1,000 of them, you know? I need all of them. So I'm gonna talk to dude in Miami tomorrow about buying a Gaylord. Now, what I'm gonna do with that tire machine, I'm gonna bring the other one out and I'm gonna evaluate this one. I don't know if it's heavier duty or it's newer. I don't know, but I like the way this one is set up. See, the other one needs hoses. This one I think has most of the hoses, but it's missing a hydraulic. It's missing the air cylinder. I don't know if I can swap them. Whichever one's gonna make a nicer tire machine, I'm gonna keep that as a tire machine because for what I need to cut the AC compressors, I just need the table and the arm. I don't need none of the other fancy stuff. And I think that's actually a better setup. I don't know, but we're gonna make one good tire machine out of both of them and one good AC compressor cutting machine, so we can ramp up the production. All right, enough yapping. I'm gonna get unstrapping and start getting this off the trailer so I can load this aluminum. We definitely wanna go to Miami tomorrow. I need to mill through this stuff and see what's scrap and just get rid of it. There's a lot of stuff here I'd like to keep, but I just ain't got the time for it. And we need to turn and burn and start building up some money. All right, it's getting dark on us, but we did get these big boys off. These things are massive, man. I'm gonna have to pick these up somehow. I think I can scoop them up, get them off of this pallet, and I'm gonna have to stack them over there, get a weight on them, and then I'm gonna have to try to clean them up. I got to get all this stainless out of it. I'm not sure what that's gonna entail or how we're gonna do it, but we got to figure it out. I think I am going to try the skill saw. Whack it here, whack it there, same thing over there, maybe one in the center here, I don't know, but we want to chunk this down, even down there in Miami. But we got to get the steel and the stainless off. I'm pretty sure that's a high grade, high dollar, but I don't know if it's painted, if they deduct for it being painted. All right, let me turn my GoPro light on. I was watching Merchant Metals, and he was actually complaining the same thing about this light. Batteries don't last. What we have here is very interesting. Oh, that's how you get out from the inside. Okay, here's some vinyl wrap. Well, let's take a look at the outside first, because I really kind of like this thing. I don't know if this is batteries or if that's just storage. I think that's storage, because it doesn't look like you're gonna put batteries there. These don't go to this. Let's get this off of here. That's actually some really nice angle iron. I'm gonna recover that. So this thing was just given to me along with a bunch of other stuff. I mean, some of the stuff like those things I'm gonna pay for, but like this was just kind of, I needed to get it out of here type situation. Put that there. But that is something we could replicate relatively easy. That's out of aluminum and a pretty simple design. The tires are kind of low, but they're still holding air. I'm about to fill them up here. It's got mirrors that go in. I guess it had mirrors. Okay, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. I'm assuming, oh, maybe them racks are for batteries. Maybe they go under here. I don't know. It looks like someone was into this thing pretty good. What I need to really locate is the that's some type of vinyl. Looks like the seat from a forklift. What I need to locate is, it looks like it's missing, it might be missing all of the oh look, it has a turtle and a fast, wipers, a heater. It's basically like a golf cart. It looks like a golf cart that they put some type of body on. Okay, what's really cool is this thing has a 30-mile-an-hour thing. It's got 17,000 miles on it, so this thing's ran around. Wow, it has an actual starter ignition. I wonder if this thing, no, there's no way this is gas. This has got a I'm pretty sure this has an electric motor back here. Yeah, there's a giant electric motor. I do know where there's a bunch of 1,000cc gas engines we can drop in this thing. Looks like it had lights. It's missing the bumper, unfortunately. I don't know if those sides are aluminum or steel. I don't know. What do you guys think? If it's missing the controller, that might be a problem. It's got some rust. No, I mean, that's the worst of it. This is just surface rust where the powder coating's peeling off. It's got like a push bar on the front. I mean, I kind of like it. It'd be cool to have around here, say if I want to run up the street to get lunch, or if I want to take trash to the trash, I don't have to use my truck. It's got a little flasher on the top. I think this is probably from the airport, man. It's got windows that open. It's like AC. I can ride this in the rain. It's got a windshield wiper, washer fluid. Yeah, it looks like someone's definitely been into this thing though. I'm kind of concerned about that. I don't know. I'm gonna let it sit here, marinate on this for a little bit, see if I want to do, I'll do some research, see if I can't find a well, there is a number right here. It says, what do we got here? It's made in the USA, SUVLN. So, oh, here's a VIN number. Look at this. Here's some information. It weighs 2,600 pounds. Wow, a low-speed vehicle. Okay, with the VIN, I can at least, you know, see if it's going to be worth. Thing's got blinkers, man, and a horn. I could take this down the road. Throw me a triangle on the back, man. We ready to ride, dude. Depending on the range, I mean, I live right down the road. I could drive this thing back and forth to work. I'll just plug it in here, let it charge up. Got a little bit of rust. I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of like it. It's kind of goofy looking. My big 290-pound self that seats forward, I can fit in here. Brake, gas. We got a beer holder, spare seat. Someone, maybe they had the evac and cut the seat belt. That's crazy. Some brakes, brake pads. I wonder if that's for this. They're brand new. We'll put them in the dashboard. Safekeeping. See what's going on with this. Heater, you know, for them cold winter South Florida nights. Momentary. Okay. I like the fact that there's, it's like a car key. What brand is that? It's an interesting key too. But AC, the fact that it has a start is really interesting to me. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? This vehicle, maximum speed is 25 mile an hour. We have 30 mile an hour speedometer in here. It'd be cool to use this. I could use this just to drive around to all these guys here and and pick up scrap. Matter of fact, I might get this going just so that I can pick up scrap in it. I can be eco-friendly, you know? Put a solar panel on the roof, have it self-charging, maybe even put like a ladder rack type deal back here with more solar panels and let this thing charge itself. I do have a bunch of solar panels up on the shelf. It'd be very interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna think on this for a bit. Yeah, I mean, it was free, so if I can find some scrap batteries to throw in here. The only thing is those wires, it looks like someone took the controller out of here. That's probably the expensive parts. But if it's the same as a golf cart, we might be able to source some golf cart parts. I mean, South Florida is full of golf carts, man. All the golf carts down here, and people, it's got a good seal on the door. Just what I need, another project, right? And this side's got a little more rust. Look at this. I have to deal with that. Good deal. Now, does it even roll? But it would roll probably a lot easier with air in the tire. I'm gonna air it up. I'll stuff it over there with all the other projects I got stashed over there. See if there's anything we can do with it, man. I'm gonna load up this stuff here onto the scale, see what we got, and see what it's gonna take to liberate that stuff. It might only be this top piece that's this would have taken one heck of a milling machine to mill this giant piece out like this. So we got this big ring on here. Still need some processing, but this thing weighs 394 pounds. Now look at these things. This is solid, a solid chunk of billet, man. And that's like a 4x4 pallet. So I'm gonna try to get that on there. I need to get the weigh on it. I'm gonna slide it on here. I guess what I can do is go get some more. I got these things a customer gave me, and they definitely coming in handy. Okay.
How much does the whole thing weigh?
Well, that first one weighed a lot, 400 something pounds, or 390. I got a video of this for the guy. Okay, this last plate, which needs some work to get clean, brought it up to 811 pounds. Yeah, I think 1249. 1,249 pounds altogether. That's a lot of aluminum, dude.
A lot of beer cans.
So, dag. I'm wondering, is the bottom of this clean? Oh, this one's clean. This one's ready to go.
Yeah, yeah.
These need some work. I wonder what all this must have been, the pressure.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Seals. Air, probably airflow. But I mean, that's a solid 3-inch chunk there. And that one's even thicker. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before? Two full trailers, pretty much. This thing is loaded, man. When I tell you, pretty much every crevice of this trailer is packed with some heavy, high dollar, a lot of this stuff. I mean, we got tons of extruded, some sheet cast. There's transformers down in there. We did get some BS steel, but whatever. It all adds up. Now, I got to offload this trailer because I got to go pick up some other scraps. So we're going to take this stuff off. I should ride down the street and see if the guy has any more baskets